morning Ruhaym. Morning Mariam. سامة درويش. كنوز. بغدادي. جودة. Morning all. Layan, Lulwa. Layan. Lulwa. Ryan. Yasmin Said. Ryan. Yasmin Said. Morning guys. Yusuf Awad and Yasin. Yasin. Yusuf Awad. Okay, Ali. Ali, okay. Morning all, good morning or good afternoon because it's afternoon now. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, Mr.
Okay, good morning. I have with me in the room now Ruhaym, Mariam, Usama, Kunuz, Bughdadi, Hassan Gouda, Layan, Lulwa, Ryan, Yasmin Said, Yasin, Yusuf Awad, and Ali, which means I have 13 students out of 29. So we're still waiting for 16. If you refer to the weekly plan, guys, on SMS, you'll know that this week we're going to do what? Can you see the screen?
Agree.
Okay, this is grammar. Lulwa, can you hear me, Lulwa?
Yes, Mr. I can hear you.
Why is Yauta trying to enter or
No, it's me.
So you have 2 accounts here?
Yeah, I just want to leave from this account. I want to enter from the other. So.
Yani shall I admit Yauta?
Yes, I will change the name.
Okay, I admitted Yauta. So. Kiara, okay, Kiara. So I don't have Lulwa. So Lulwa, you're using Yauta's name, right? And Lulwa left. Am I right? Lulwa, can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. I changed the name.
Okay, so I still have, okay. Okay, it's Lulwa now, thank you. Type. Guys, agreement, subject, verb agreement. You studied this topic before again and again, but it's in our grammar book. We have to study it, as I said, again and again. First, this is chapter 23. If you all can hear me, this is what will come starting here. This is what will come in the term 3 exam. Yani you should forget about the stuff we studied earlier in chapter 22 and maybe 21, and take care to study the stuff starting with chapter 23. Okay, because as you know, the term 3 result will be the same as term 2 result. You didn't have an exam in term 2. Term 3 result will be the same, will be put to term 2. So it's 2 terms in 1. Please exert some more effort. I'd like to welcome Ganna Gouda. Ganna Gouda. And Mariam, looks like there is a problem with Mariam's connection. So let's move on to the diagnostic test. And we have skill check A, B, and C. Let's look at A. Write all answers on, we don't need to write, we need to choose the correct answer. It's very simple, as you know, it's a piece of cake. Skill check A, choose the verb in parentheses that agrees with the subject in each sentence. I want you all to participate, please, because as you know, there is a specific mark for participation. And it's not enough to attend in the Zoom room, it's important to participate and give your answers. Who can do number one, please, quickly? Number one. Okay, Baghdadi, go ahead.
The planets have always captured people's imagination.
Good. Planets have, because we have a plural here. Planets have. Okay, number two. Hello, number two. Who's ready? Okay, Kiara.
There are.
Okay, there are, because we have 9 planets. It's plural. Number 3. Hassan Gouda. Hassan.
هتبقى have.
Astronomers have. Astronomers have. Thank you. Number 4. Quickly, guys, please. And be more active, please. Baghdadi, Kiara, and Hassan Gouda participated. What about the other 12 guys? I have 15 in the room. Hello? Lolwa, can you hear me?
Yes, mister.
Quick,
Yes.
Do number 4, please, quickly.
Okay, a beautiful sight in the night sky is the stars.
A beautiful sight in the night sky is. Good, because we talk about that side. Okay.
Yes.
Number 5. Number 5, I have Ryan. Okay, Ryan.
Shines.
Shines.
The sun, which is surrounded by planet, shines.
Okay. I'm just writing your name down. The sun, which is surrounded by the planets, shines, because we talk about the suns, not the planets. This is tricky. Number 6. Thank you, Ryan. Number 6. The sun and the moon. The sun and the moon, heavenly bodies that observers easily. I have 2 participants raising their hands. Hassan Ruhaim. The sun and the moon.
Are.
Okay. Heavenly bodies that observers easily
see,
because I talk about observers. Thank you, Ruhaim. Number 7, guys. During a solar eclipse, the moon, the sun. The moon, the sun. Who else? I want Gana Gouda to answer number 7, please. Gana Gouda. Gana Gouda.
Yes, mister.
Number 7.
Blocks.
Blocks, because we talk about the moon. The moon blocks the sun. Thank you, Ganna. Number 8. Lion. Lion, do number 8. Lion. Lion, are you there? طب Yasmin Said.
Here, mister. Sorry.
Okay, Lion.
Number 8.
Number 8, yes.
Okay. Occur from time to time. Are not. Are.
Okay, just give me a second. Number 8, lunar eclipses, which occur because we talk about the eclipses. From time to time, is or are?
Are.
Are. Thank you. Number 9. Number 9. Let's take Yasmin Said. Thank you, Lion. Yasmin Said. Do number 9, please. Yasmin. Yasmin Said. Yasmin, you never answer me. Okay, so Yasmin is absent. I'm sorry. Yasin, can you do it? Can you do number 9, Yasin? Yasin. So Yasin is absent. Yusuf Awad, do 9, please.
Yes, mister.
The class, number 9. You know, this is a collective noun. Sometimes it is considered singular, and sometimes it is considered plural. If we consider the members of the class, we say the class are making their own special viewers.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 10, thank you, Yusuf. Number 10, Mariam. Mariam, number 10.
There are times when observation is more valuable than
Okay,
traditional
thank you.
research.
Thank you. There are times when observation is more valuable than traditional research. Okay, number 11. Number 11, let's go to Kiara again. Kiara, 11.
Okay.
Following the solar eclipse is or are discussion groups on planetary
Is
motion. Read the sentence again, Kiara. Following the solar eclipse, what
okay.
follows are discussion
Are.
groups, because we talk about groups. Here, the verb comes before the subject, okay? The subject is discussion groups. The sentence should be like this. Discussion groups follow the solar system, okay? Or the solar eclipse, sorry, okay? Or discussion groups which follow the solar eclipse are on planetary motion. Understand it? Okay,
Yes.
Kiara? Okay, thank you. So number 11 is R. Number 12, Baghdadi. Baghdadi.
Is
Interplanetary physics. Physics is. This S is not plural S. Physics is a subject. It's one field. So physics is. Maths is. And so on. Economics is. It's a subject. Okay, it's not plural. It's singular. The news is. Okay, I have 3 raised hands. Number 13, Hassan Gouda.
Has.
Hassan Gouda. Each of
Has.
the planets has, because I talk about each of the planets. After each, we use the singular, the verb in the singular. Hassan Ruhaim, 14.
are
Some of the planets are, because some of them are at least 2 or 3 or 4. Some are. Some is plural if it's used with a plural noun or a countable noun. Thank you, Hassan. Okay, Hassan Ruhaim, you're more active than before. Please keep to it, please. Yassine is back. Yassine, number 15.
Have.
Neither my brother nor my friends have. Why have Yassine? Why have?
Because neither takes plural.
Not
brother
exactly.
and
The verb after neither nor follows the nearest subject. The nearest subject is friends. Neither my brother nor my friends. Have followed the nearest subject to the verb. The nearest subject is friends. If the sentence were like this, neither my friends nor my brother, it should be has. You understand?
Yes.
We'll do this later in detail, but this is just like revision. Skill check, thank you for being active. Skill check, I'd like to thank those who participated. I'd like to thank Baghdadi, Kiara, Hassan Gouda, Lulwa, Rayan, Ruhaim, Gana Gouda, Lulwa, and Yassine. And forgive me if I've forgotten anyone. Okay, number 16. Who wants to answer number 16? Choose the correct pronoun in each sentence. Choose the correct pronoun. I have 2 raised hands. Baghdad is active all the time. Ali Gizi. Ali?
Is.
Neither my friend John nor my brother lets me use his. Okay. Why again? We go to the nearest subject. The nearest subject is brother. يبقى his. Thank you, Ali. Number 17, I have 2 raised hands. Let's go to Ryan this time. Ryan, number 17.
He.
Sam is going to a store where of course because I'm talking about Sam. He can buy a good telescope. Number 18, Hassan Ruhaim.
it's
Let me read it. Sam's telescope may need its magnification adjusted. Yes, because we talk about one telescope. Kiara, number 19, both the models he looked at had. Kiara, 19.
Okay.
Shall I maximize the screen for you? Is it clearer now?
There.
There, because both is considered plural. Both means 2. and 2 in English is plural. Number 20, Baghdadi, Sam and Sam and I will study the planets. You know, when you and someone else do something, you say, my brother and I, my friend and I, my mother and I, whoever and I comes last, because in Arabic we say, أنا وماما, أنا وصحابي, أنا وكذا. We make this mistake when we write, we say, I and my friends, or I and my mother. No, in English, it's somebody and I. Let's do the last skill check, check C. Rewrite the following sentences, correcting the vague. Vague means not clear, ambiguous, okay, the same, or distant pronoun references. You can see many planets and moons, and it starts with a good telescope. You can see, let's skip this part now, because it will take some time. We need to do the lesson. We haven't started it yet. Subject, chapter 23.1, subject and verb agreement. Subject and verb agreement. Pay attention, please. Singular and plural subjects. I consider this chapter as the easiest chapter in this year, or the grammar you study this year. There are 2 basic rules of subject and verb agreement that govern all of other rules. Key concept, a singular subject must have a singular verb. That's easy, that's a piece of cake. A plural subject must have a plural verb. This is easy peasy. In the examples below and on the next page, the subjects are underlined once and the verbs twice, as usual in this book. He looks. Here with the subject is singular and the verb is singular. This large telescope is singular, singular. Elizabeth has singular, singular. Plural subject and verb. They look, plural, plural. These large telescopes are plural, plural. We have plural, plural. That's it. Exercise 1. Making verbs agree with their subjects. Choose the correct answer in brief. Who's ready? Who's ready? Choose. I have 14 participants in the room, which means 15 people are absent. Please tell your friends that today marks the beginning of term 3, guys. And once they are absent, this means they will lose many marks. You need the marks for both terms 1 and terms 2 and term 3. Term 2 and term 3. Baghdadi, thank you, Baghdadi, for that active. Thank you, Ruhaim. Okay, Baghdadi. Ruhaim will do number 2. Baghdadi, number 1.
Is
The Milky Way is Ruhaim.
Our sun's 9 planets are
Number 3. Number 3, who's ready? Ali, can you do 3? Ali?
yes,
Number 3, quickly.
travels.
Travels. Yasin, 4.
revolve,
The planets revolve. Number 5, Ganaguda. Ganaguda.
Moves.
Moves. The solar system constantly moves, because we talk about system, just one system. Thank you. Let's move on to the next point. Intervening phrases and clauses. A verb must agree with its subject, even if a phrase or clause comes between them. And this is tricky. Sometimes you have a phrase which intervenes between the subject and its verb, which confuses you. A phrase or clause that comes between a subject and its verb does not affect subject-verb agreement. In the first example below, a prepositional phrase separates a singular subject and its singular verb. In the second example, a clause interrupts a plural subject and its verb. Let's have a look at the examples. Example 1. Sam observes the sky. Here we have a prepositional phrase in the middle between the subject, Sam, and its verb, observes. Sam, with several of his friends. Some people see the word friends and choose observe without the S. but it's Sam who observes, not his or this verb belongs to this subject here. Number 2, the astronomers, plural, who have a large chart. This is a noun clause. Who have a large chart, observe the sky. The astronomers observe the sky. Okay, so pay particular attention to parenthetical expressions and interrupting a subject and its verb. Sorry, these expressions are usually set off by commas and begin with such word as long with, as well as, or including. Hello, hello. Pay attention to these expressions like as long with, or along with, sorry, as well as, or including. Again, repeat it again and again. Pay attention to these expressions along with, as well as, or including. They do not affect the agreement of the subject and its verb. Your theory, as well as his ideas, because as well as means and. So you think that your theory and his ideas lack? No. As well as, along with, or including, these three expressions do not affect the subject-verb agreement, okay? So your theory lacks support. The 9 planets, along with their moons, again, we don't consider this, okay? Revolve around the sun. So be careful to these 3 expressions, along with, as well as, and including. Type. Let's go to exercise 2. I have Baghdadi's hand raised. It's always raised. Thank you for being that active again and again, Baghdadi. Ruhaym's hand. Gouda's, Hassan Gouda. What about the other 12 guys or 11 guys with me in the room? Thank you. I have Kiara's hand, Ryan's hand, Yasin's. I have 6 hands, 6 raised hands. Thank you very much. Okay, Baghdadi will go first. Baghdadi, then Hassan, Ruhaym, then Hassan Gouda, then Kiara, then Ryan. Okay, we have 5 sentences. And Yasin will do the following exercise. Number 1.
Has.
Saturn, along with Jupiter and Uranus.
Have.
Hassan, has or have?
Has.
Has. Why? Because an expression like along with does not affect the subject-verb agreement. Yes, along with means and, but here it doesn't affect the agreement. Saturn has. Saturn has. Thank you. Number 2. I think Ruhaym.
Have.
Scientists. Can you read the sentence, please? Scientists who study the universe.
Scientists who study the universe have.
Have, because we talk about scientists, not the universe. Okay, it's tricky because the word universe is singular and we have a singular verb after it and a plural verb. We choose the plural verb because the subject of the sentence is plural. Thank you, Hassan. Next.
Saturn, which is the 6th planet from the sun, rotates every 10 hours.
Okay, Saturn rotates. Thank you, Hassan. Number 4.
The rings of Saturn, unlike those of Jupiter, contain mostly ice and rock.
Good, because I talk about plural, the rings. The rings contain. Thank you, Kiara. Next.
One of Jupiter's moons has a great deal of volcanic activity.
Yes, if you see the word moons before the bracket, you would think that could have, but we talk about one of the moons, one only. One of the moons, not all the moons. One of Jupiter's moons has. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you all. Okay, let's move to the next step. Relative pronouns as subjects. You know, the relative pronouns are who, which, or that. Who for people, which for things, or that for both. Acts as a subject of a subordinate clause. Its verb is singular or plural. It depends, depending on the number of its antecedent. The antecedent of a relative pronoun determines its agreement with a verb. Kiara, is the word antecedent clear to you? Do you understand what an antecedent is?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So in the example, sorry, I made a mistake, I think. We were doing, yes, we were here. Sorry. So the antecedent of a relative pronoun again determines its agreement with a verb. In the first example, the antecedent of who is one. Therefore, a singular verb is required. In the next example, the antecedent is trainees. Therefore, we need a plural verb. Let's read the examples and see. Sam is the only one of the trainees who. The only one who. We don't talk about the trainees. We talk about one of the trainees. Who has, not who have. Okay, number 2. Sam is the only qualified person among the astronaut trainees who have applied. We talk about the trainees, the astronaut trainees who have. This is why we choose a plural verb. Is it clear, guys? It's wrong again. So this is exercise 3. Let's do exercise 3. Choose the verb in parentheses that agrees with the subject of each subordinate clause. I think it's Yasin's turn. Yasin?
The sun which supports life on Earth.
Yes, which supports. Why? Because the subject or the antecedent is singular, the sun. So we choose supports. Number 2, Lion. طيب, Lion is not here again. Lulwa. Guys, once you are in the room, please follow up all the time. Please. Yusuf Awad, why don't you raise your hand, dear? Yusuf Awad. Yusuf, can you hear me? طيب, raise your hand. يعني people raise their hands all the time. Be more active, please. Okay, go ahead.
Do I answer?
Yes. Which number should we do now? Just to check that you are following up, please.
Mr. May you read بس عشان the screen is not in front of me because my internet is unstable.
Okay, can you see the screen well, guys? Kiara, can you see the screen well?
Yes.
So there is no problem, Yusuf, so it's your own problem. Take your time, huh? Who wants to answer number 2, guys? I have Hassan Gouda. Who else? So Gouda will do number 2. Who else wants to answer? Put your hands up, please.
Answer.
Gouda will do number 2. Who else wants to answer? Nobody? Yusuf Awad will do number 3. Hassan Ruhaim will do number 4. And I need another one for number 5. Who wants to do number 5, guys? Okay, Ali. So start Hassan Gouda, do number 2.
Stars are glowing balls of gas that erupt at times.
Good. Erupt, because we talk about stars. Next. 3. Whose turn is it? 3.
Yusuf.
I don't remember. The sun?
Contains.
The sun has a gigantic atmosphere that contains, because we talk about one atmosphere. Thank you. Number 4. Whose turn is it?
Me. Hydrogen is one of the main gases that makes.
Or makes, because we talk about one of the gases. We talk about hydrogen.
Makes.
Good. Number 5, Ali, I think.
Science teacher is someone who knows.
Who knows? It's a piece of cake. Thank you, Ali. Thank you, Hassan. Thank you, Hassan. Thank you, Yusuf. Thank you, guys. Okay. Compound subjects. Compound subjects. For different rules of agreement, apply to compound subjects joined by or, nor, or and. We'll see. A compound subject joined by and is generally plural, right? When I say Hassan and Ryan, this is plural. When I say whoever and whoever, this is plural. And must have a plural verb. Again, Compound subjects. Compound subjects. Okay, Tadros wants to join. Sorry. Okay. Tadros, welcome, Tadros. Tadros, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, Tadros, you joined about 5 minutes before the end of the session, or 10 minutes. You will be considered absent in the first session, but I admitted you just to join us, okay, because you joined very late. Okay. Compound subjects, we said when we have and linking to subjects, making a compound subject, this subject is plural all the time. The conjunction and acts as a plus sign, whether the parts of the compound are all singular or plural or mixed in number. And we can talk about singular and plural. As long as we have and combining two subjects, this means this is plural. They add up to a plural compound subject, and therefore we need a plural verb, like the examples here. Wind and rain exist. Wind and rain is a compound subject. We have and, which means we need a plural verb. Wind and rain exist. Winds and rainstorms exist on earth. Winds and rain exist on earth. So we have singular and singular. This makes plural. Plural and plural. This makes plural. Plural and singular. This makes plural. But in all the cases, once we have and between two subjects, whatever the number is, we need a plural verb. It's exist all the time. I think it's very easy. Like exceptions to this rule. Remember, we have some exceptions. Occur when the parts of the compound subject equal one thing, and when the word each or every is used before a compound subject, like the examples. Each of these situations requires a singular verb. Macaroni and cheese, you know, this is one dish. Macaroni and cheese is one dish. So we say is, not are. Be careful. Again, macaroni and cheese is. Why? Because we mean a dish, not both macaroni and cheese. Is an easy dish to make. It's a dish. Each man and woman was waving a flag. The each man and woman, when we have the word each, as I said here, again, when the word each or every is used before a compound subject. Here we have man and woman. The each man and woman or every man and woman was not are or were. Okay? Type. Let's read the concept. Two or more singular subjects joined by or nor must have a singular verb. Again, we said that when we have two subjects joined by are or by and must be plural all the time. But two or more singular subjects joined by or nor must have a singular verb if the two subjects are singular. If we have more than two, even more than two, they are still singular and they need a singular verb. Either Jupiter or Saturn, here we have or. And both subjects are singular, but we need a singular verb. Okay? Two or more plural subjects joined by or, both are plural, so we need a plural verb. This is easy. Space probes or space shuttles provide information about space. Okay? Space probes or space shuttles provide, the verb is plural. Why? Because both subjects are plural. Type 3. If one or more singular subjects are joined to one or more plural subjects, logically the subject closest to the verb determines agreement, as we said in the skill check. Neither atmosphere nor clouds, so the nearest subject is plural, so the verb is plural. That neither clouds nor atmosphere, the nearest subject is singular, so the verb is singular. I'll revise this again, guys. Again, when we have a compound subject using and, the verb must be plural all the time. We don't care about the number of the subjects. Singular and singular, we need a plural verb. Plural and plural, we need a plural verb. Singular and plural, or plural and singular, we need a plural verb. But with and, we need a plural verb all the time, except for when we talk about something like a dish. Rice and fish, for example, is my favorite dish, is, because this is a dish. Or when we talk about two things that go together all the time, preceded by each or every. Every man and woman is or was, not are, okay? Let's go to or, okay? Or, when we have two subjects, both are singular, we need a singular verb. Both are plural, we need a plural verb. The one is singular and the other is plural, we consider the nearest subject. What is the nearest subject to the word or nor? Okay? If the nearest subject is singular, so we choose a singular verb. If the nearest subject is plural, we choose a plural verb. Exercise 4. Making compound subjects agree with their verbs. Choose the verb in parentheses that agrees with the subject in each sentence. We have the 10 sentences. Please, I just want to have a break. Just give me a minute. Take your time. Think it over. I'll be silent for 1 minute only. طيب. I'm all ears. Let's check the attendance again. I have 15 people in the room. I have Yusuf Awad, Hassan Ruhayyim, Boghdadi, Ali, Kiara, Ganna Gouda, Hassan Gouda, Layan, Lulwa, Maryam al-Naqib, Ryan, Tadris, and Yasmin Sai. Okay, those are the people in the room now. Mariam, if you are in the room, Mariam, please, because you haven't raised your hand for ages, if you are in the room, be more active, because over the past 2 weeks, you were the most active student. Over the past 2 weeks, you were the most active student, along with Boghdadi. Today, you're a little bit lazy. Am I right? Okay, Mariam. Can you do number 1, Mariam?
Yes. Mercury and Venus are closer to the sun.
Yes, because we have and. But once we have and in a compound subject, this means we need a plural verb most of the time. Number 2, I have 4 raised hands. Okay, Yusuf will do number 2, Ruhaim will do 3, Boghdadi will do 4.